First at 9 this Saturday, the 1st of November 2025. Going green. Special gazette prohibiting the provision of free shopping bags effective from today. Power prices. Spedco revises fuel prices. Laughs Gas says no price revision for domestic gas cylinder refills. A nation united. Over 2,000 suspects arrested in nationwide raids under the government's anti-narcotic drive. Soaring high. Tourism Act to be amended reveals the subject minister. Sri Lanka eyes record-breaking levels of foreign remittances this year.
Kalin baby so rupial 90කට. Kalin baby podi හැමෝටමයි.
Homelands Expo 2025 Property Investment Forum and Exhibition. Join us on 11th October, Hilton, Colombo, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call 0710 111 444.
From Derana, this is Derana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9 on the Derana News channel. I'm Aditya Singh joining you live with the latest in Sri Lanka and around the world. Brought to you by the only Sri Lankan media network to rise to the pinnacle across all media platforms. Recognized as the best by every survey and beloved by the people. On your top story tonight, a special gazette notification issued by the Consumer Affairs Authority prohibiting traders from issuing polythene shopping bags free of charge to consumers comes into effect today. Authorities urge the public to use reusable bags, emphasizing that the new movement could prevent the unsustainable disposal of 20,000 to 30,000 polythene bags daily.
According to the Central Environmental Authority, approximately 20 million polythene bags are used daily in the country, making it a significant national concern. The long decomposition period of polythene has severe and lasting impacts on the ecosystem. In response to this issue, the Consumer Affairs Authority issued a special gazette notification on October 1st, prohibiting traders from providing polythene shopping bags free of charge to consumers. According to the notification, the directive takes effect from today, requiring traders to charge a fee for polythene bags.
In the future, these bags will no longer be issued by shops. As consumers, you have a responsibility to bring suitable containers or reusable bags when purchasing goods in support of the government efforts geared towards environmental protection. We urge you to do so and to honor these commitments. Adhering to this policy decision will bolster support for this imperative government initiative and will also help the entire country preserve its pristine environment. This will also be a valuable contribution to future generations.
The chairman of Central Environmental Authority, Professor Tilakhewa Wasam, shared his thoughts on the special gazette notification as well.
Starting
from the 1st of November, traders are required to charge a fee for polythene bags. Boutiques must clearly display prices of these shopping bags and the price must also be printed on the receipt. I urge the public to carry reusable bags. Some supermarkets already sell these types of bags. By using reusable bags, you can prevent approximately 20,000 to 30,000 polythene shopping bags from being disposed into the environment.
Traders and consumers expressed their views regarding the new decision.
Shopping වලට කීයක් ගත්තද දැන් එකකට රුපියල් 3 ගාණක් ගත්තා. ඉතින් පරිසරය විනාශනය ගැන වෙන්නේ මේකේ. ජලාශයවල පොලිතින් වලින් විනාශ වෙන්නේ. ඇත්තටම හොඳයි. අද ඉඳන් මේක දුන්නොත් රුපියල් 3කට දෙන්නේ. මේක රුපියල් 5කට දෙන්නේ. නීතිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කරනවා.
The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation reduced its fuel prices with effect from midnight yesterday. As a result, the price of a litre of 92-octane petrol was reduced by 5 rupees to 294 rupees. Meanwhile, the price of a litre of super diesel increased by 5 rupees to 318 rupees. However, the price of 95-octane petrol, auto diesel and kerosene remain unchanged. With the revised prices, Lanka IOC and Sinopec also adjusted their fuel prices to the new prices of the CPC. Meanwhile, Laughs Gas PLC has confirmed that there will be no price revision for domestic gas cylinder refills in November 2025.
Yadia T5 scooter samaga angal 32 LED TV එකක් නොමිලේ.
The World Education Fair 2025 entrance free. Register now.
ඔබේ සම හඳුනාගෙන ඖෂධීය ශාකසාරමය forever face wash එකක් භාවිතා කරන්න.
In other news, Deputy Minister of Housing, Construction and Water Supply TB Sarath asserts that the government plans to transform Sri Lanka's education to foster more youth economic involvement. While addressing a gathering in Polonnaruwa this morning, the minister claimed that the teachers are being trained to implement the new reforms these days.
අධ්‍යාපන ප්‍රතිසංස්කරණ පටන් ගන්න.
The new education reforms will be implemented in 2026. These days, teachers are being trained to implement the new education reforms. I urge all skeptics to ask these teachers being trained for their opinion on the new reforms. Within our tenure, we will transform the education system to one that aids students in the pursuit of employment. We require education reforms that pave the way for every child to be a graduate. We are not ready to award degrees to only some students and shove the rest of them to society, leaving them vulnerable to narcotics. We will ensure that every child is employed. This is not a simple task. We cannot aim to achieve massive economic growth when society itself is in shambles. We need active youth participation in the economy. That has become a complex issue for the country. Let's unite ourselves. This feat cannot be achieved in solitude.
සාල ප්‍රශ්නයක් අපේ රටේද. අපි කවුරුත් එක තනියම කරන්න බෑ මේ වැඩේ.
Now, Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development Sunil Handunethi asserts that creating an entrepreneurial society is crucial for the country's future. While addressing an event yesterday, the minister further notes that the youth should become innovators and dreamers as well as fight and rebel to make their dreams a reality.
A specialized machine used to remove debris from trash racks at hydroelectric power plants, generally known as a trash rack cleaning machine, was unveiled by Thimak Techno Creations in Colombo yesterday. The unveiling ceremony was attended by distinguished guests, including Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development Sunil Handunethi, Minister of Public Administration, Provincial Councils and Local Government Dr. Chandana Beratna, and Sarvajana Balaya leader and parliamentarian Dilip Jayveera. At the ceremony, the movable hydraulic trash rack cleaning machine was handed over to the Kenya National Power Company, KenGen, by Minister Sunil Handunethi. Tokens of appreciation were also awarded to Thimak Techno Creation employees.
I was informed that Germany was among the bidders for this tender. The fact that a Sri Lankan, a young man from Badalkumbura, competed alongside Germany itself is a victory. We believe that our youth should be innovators and dreamers. We always say that for Sri Lanka to become an entrepreneurial society, our youth must be dreamers. MP Dilip Jayveera is among the many who call for this change. However, the youth shouldn't merely dream. They should also fight and rebel to make their dreams a reality. One special skill imperative for our future success is the entrepreneurial fever. We should become a society that earns and also saves foreign reserves. While we go about achieving our national goals, we must also ensure that our innovations are being taken into international heights. In other news, 6 people aboard a multi-day fishing vessel were apprehended by the Sri Lanka Navy off the western coast during a special operation that uncovered 100 kilograms of narcotics, including crystal methamphetamine and heroin. Meanwhile, during anti-narcotic missions led under the government's A Nation United initiative launched on October 30th, law enforcement authorities have arrested 2,047 suspects in nationwide raids.
6 individuals on a multi-day fishing vessel were taken into custody by the Sri Lanka Navy in the deep seas off the western coast under suspicion of being involved in narcotics-related activities. The arrest took place during a special operation in which 100 kilograms of narcotics, including crystal methamphetamine and heroin, were discovered on the fishing trawler. Speaking to Other Derana, Navy spokesperson Commander Buddhika Sampath claims the individuals along with the vessel are currently being escorted to land. In the meantime, a stock of cocaine worth approximately 470 million Indian rupees was discovered in the possession of an Indian woman who departed Sri Lanka from the Bandaranaike International Airport and touched down at the Mumbai International Airport. Indian media reports that the stock of cocaine weighing 4.7 kilograms concealed within coffee packets was found in the woman's suitcase. In a special operation conducted following a tip-off received by India's Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, 4 other individuals, including her husband, who had come to collect the consignment, were also arrested. Indian media reports that Indian security forces suspect the 5 individuals to be involved in a large-scale international drug trafficking operation. Extensive investigations are underway. In other related developments, during A Nation United anti-narcotic missions launched on October 30th to suppress drug trafficking, the police, along with the Police Narcotics Bureau, jointly arrested 2,047 suspects in island-wide raids. In 758 raids, a total of 1 kilogram of heroin has been seized, while in 687 raids, 3 kilograms of crystal methamphetamine have been confiscated.
Now in other law and order related updates, the Western Province North Crime Division investigating Underworld Don Kehelbadara Padme uncovered a new record entailing Padme's involvement in the illegal sale and purchase of firearms. A suspect who confessed to purchasing a pistol and 13 rounds of live ammunition from Kehelbadara Padme was subsequently arrested this morning.
Acting on a tip of Kehelbadara Padme's alleged involvement in the trafficking of firearms, the Western Province North Crime Division launched an investigation culminating in the arrest of a Minuangoda-based businessman. The arrest also led to the seizure of a pistol and 13 rounds of live ammunition. Interrogations revealed that the suspect and Kehelbadara Padme had been in close contact. The suspect had revealed that he had received death threats by an underworld figure operating under the alias of Heenatiana Mahesh. The underworld operative has allegedly threatened to murder the businessman if he fails to pay off a ransom. The arrested businessman had revealed that he purchased the weapon and ammunition from Kehelbadara Padme at a price of 350,000 rupees for self-defense. Police revealed that the suspect will be detained for 48 hours for further questioning. In the meantime, the Criminal Investigation Department noted that statements were recorded from 5 out of the 6 actresses who posed for a photograph with Kehelbadara Padme while he was in Dubai. Officials involved in investigations revealed that the CID is probing into a possibility of the actresses in question laundering Kehelbadara Padme's money. The CID is also conducting investigations to determine if the suspected actresses financed investments using Kehelbadara Padme's money. Meanwhile, new footage of Ishara Sewandi's arrest was exclusively released to Ada Derana today. Sewandi, a key suspect in the murder of Underworld Don Ganemulla Sanjeeva, was arrested on the 14th of October by Director of the Western Province North Crimes Division Rohan Olugala while she was evading arrest in Nepal.
Now, opposition leader Sajith Premadasa claims that the underworld has taken over the country. The opposition leader also disparages the government over weak governance and unkept election pledges.
An SJB promotional event chaired by opposition leader Sajith Premadasa was organised yesterday in central Colombo.
What kind of life are you living at the moment? Has the new Sri Lanka been established? Has the new era of development been brought about? Is this government fulfilling its pledges? Are they providing the relief they promised? Are they delivering the services they pledged? Keep in mind that they said on every stage that this city would glitter with development. Instead of development, a mafia culture has taken over the country.
Let the world look up to you, shoot what you see, be who you wanna be. Search with a smile, create your own style. Gemini live, make moments come alive. Be anywhere, rock anytime. With awesome AI by your side. Be anywhere, rock anytime. Be brilliant, be always intelligent. Download fast, stream it all night. One tap, move, everything feel right. Snap it clean, edit like a pro. Smarter with Gemini, let the magic flow.
Introducing Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. The power to be always intelligent.
Welcome back. Now, as the opposition's November 21st rally draws closer, let's take a look at some thoughts shared by politicians across Sri Lanka's political spectrum. They claimed that the 76-year curse prevented them from enriching themselves independently. However, that claim has been rendered false by their own bank balances. The government, however, continues to deceive the public by stating that the people still support them, even though some politicians raise concern. We will gather in Nugegod on the 21st to prove them wrong. We are happy that the opposition parties have joined forces. They were one party previously, yet they always showed to the public that they were separate. Now the citizens have another opportunity to realize that they are all in this together. We urge them to unite because it is always good to work together rather than being separate. This is not the first time that the opposition and other parties have gotten together to hold meetings. It is not unprecedented for opposition parties to get together and hold meetings collectively. Most of those meetings were done with the JVP's involvement during the tenure of former President Chandrika Bandaranayake Kumaratunga. The JVP worked with Ranil Wickremesinghe to bring Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca into power as well. They also worked to bring Maithripala Sirisena to power. The JVP worked with My Father in 2005. This is not the first time in history that the opposition has joined forces to raise voices as one political movement. When elections draw close, we will decide whether we want to face the election as a single political movement. At the moment, we have decided to join with other opposition parties to hold the largest anti-government rally. The people people can see and hear. That is why they appreciate our efforts. When the entire country unites to eradicate narcotics, the opposition engages in protests. Why are they protesting? They are scared since drug traffickers and underworld criminals are being apprehended. Why is that? That is because these politicians often hide behind these drug traffickers and underworld criminals. We are ready to join forces if an opposition MP is being unlawfully harassed or if it is a common threat confronting us all. However, we will not attend the Nugegoda rally. Some might accept our decision while some might say that it is unacceptable. We aren't the ones objecting to the rally in Nugegoda. Certain party leaders within the opposition itself are speaking out against this coalition. There is no visible willingness being shown by them with regard to attending the rally on the 21st of November. The government has forgotten everything. Wherever they go, they claim that the rally is set to take place on the 21st of November. There are certain parties within the opposition that oppose the rally. They will take all relevant decisions in due time. We tell the government that starting from the 21st, we will start to remind them about the promises they made to the public. Do not think that we are whining about this. Those who are here today are the same people who did not whine in 2015. People will never believe a person who touts alternative solutions now while having destroyed the country in the past. However, the people are willing to believe in alternatives presented by anyone as long as the country accepts it. The government prefers to see certain faces in the opposition. That is because the government can make use of those faces to satisfy their own interests. Speaker Dr. Jagat Vikramaratne has endorsed the certificate on the Personal Data Protection Amendment Bill, officially making it a law. The bill was passed in Parliament on the 21st of October following its third reading. According to the Department of Communication of Parliament, the amendment updates several key sections of the Personal Data Protection Act No. 9 of 2022 to strengthen its implementation. The new law revises multiple provisions including sections 1, 12, 17 through 20 and others, while introducing an entirely new section 51A aimed at enhancing regulatory oversight. Officials say the Act is designed to establish a dedicated institution to regulate data protection and ensure both public and private sectors can safely adopt digital strategies while upholding rights of data subjects in Sri Lanka's expanding digital economy. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism, Vijitha Herath, claims that the existing Tourism Act will be reformulated to provide the legal infrastructure required to secure rapid growth in the country's tourism sector. Meanwhile, the total number of tourist arrivals so far this year exceeds 1.8 million. Additionally, the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment expects to secure a record-breaking amount of foreign remittances this year.
Polish charter airline Enter Air began regular flights to Colombo's Bandaranaike International Airport yesterday. Two Enter flights, which departed from Katowice and Warsaw airports in Poland, arrived in Colombo yesterday, with both flights carrying 378 passengers and 16 crew members in total. The flights were welcomed with a water salute upon touchdown. Meanwhile, the total number of tourist arrivals from January 1st to October 29th this year has surpassed 1.87 million. 153,063 tourists have touched down in Sri Lanka within the month of October. Against this backdrop, the government intends to amend the Tourism Act, aiming rapid progress in the tourism industry.
We possess a long-term plan and a target for the country's tourism industry. The country should achieve progress in the tourism sector by adhering to a national plan without merely focusing on increasing the number of tourist arrivals. We have identified that the existing Tourism Act does not accommodate our broad target. We require a legal infrastructure that integrates all relevant institutions together. We require new legislation that sets up a National Tourism Commission and tourism development committees that integrate every district and tourism zone under the oversight of the Commission. This is not possible through legislative enactments existing today. Therefore, we have begun the process of amending the Act. We have received cabinet approval and the task has been assigned to a team of experts. We intend to gather your ideas and recommendations for the formulation of the Act in the near future. Tourists must be integrated to economic activity at the grassroots. That is what we expect to implement at the initial stage.
Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment reveals a surge in foreign remittances this year.
The highest amount of foreign remittances were transferred by migrant workers in 2016, recording $7.2 billion. We believe that in 2025 we will secure a record-breaking amount of foreign remittances. A significant increase in total government revenue excluding grants has been recorded during the first half of 2025 compared to the same period last year. According to the latest report released by the Minister of Finance, the total government revenue excluding grants in the first half of 2025 has increased to 2,321.7 billion rupees, reflecting a growth of 24.8% compared to 1,860.6 billion rupees reported in the same period of 2024. Tax revenue has made the largest contribution to the increase in state revenue. Accordingly, tax revenue in the first half of 2025 has risen by 25.9% to 2,151.1 billion rupees compared to 1,709.3 billion rupees recorded in the corresponding period of 2024. The report further states that several main factors have contributed to this increase in tax revenue, including the increase in excise duty on motor vehicles as well as value-added tax revenue, customs import duty, income taxes, merchandise taxes, social security taxes, excise duty on petroleum, excise duty on liquor and cess levy revenue. Accordingly, excise duty on motor vehicles has increased by 335.6% or 99.5 billion rupees, while VAT revenue has increased by 27.6% to 170.4 billion rupees. Now in international business news, opening the door to what he called pragmatic and constructive dialogue, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney held a bilateral meeting yesterday with Chinese President Xi Jinping on margins of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. The meeting marked the first formal leader-to-leader contact between the two nations since 2017. In brief remarks before the meeting commenced, Xi spoke about the long history of cooperation and engagement between Canada and China. The Chinese president went on to invite the Prime Minister for a state visit. President Xi asserts that China is willing to work together with Canada to push China-Canada relations back onto a healthy, stable and sustainable correct track at an early date so as to better benefit the people of the two countries. That's all for tonight from First at 9. For the latest developments around the clock, stay in touch with other Derana News Channel, the Sri Lankan brand of international excellence. Thank you for joining. Have a great night.
Across the nation and around the world, this is Sri Lanka's #1 news source, Ada Derana.